Hey, this is Steve Russell doing another Rite Designs video blog. Quick things we'll get into. 5th edition. Excited for it. Hope it does really, really well. I think WotC needs to address and apologize. Apologize, because I think this is key to reaching out to the customer base that left them, apologizing for the mistakes they made. Since, I left. Are they addressing it? We're talking about me. You're sitting here listening to me, so we're talking about me and my company. In order to convince me to play 5th edition and to, design for 5th edition, because I'm going to have to learn it, and I'm not going to learn it unless I play. It might take a freelancer who's really, really excited and has this really great idea, and I trust him because he's done a lot of work. Ben McFarland's a good example of somebody like that. If he was really, really excited about something for 4th, I'd have let him write it. But he's still really, really excited about stuff he's doing for Pathfinder, So if he came along and said, hey, I want to do this 5th edition adventure, I'd be fine. But that'd be the only circumstance that Rite Publishing would do something for it. I just don't see us devoting resources to it. We're a Pathfinder company as our current solid base. We're branching off into Fate. We're branching off into the Diceless, but, those are branches, and we have very, very focused initiatives on them with very specific games. We're not doing huge out there like we are with Pathfinder. So right now, we're Pathfinder. We're here to say with Pathfinder. But if they wanted to, if WotC would care, I don't think they do. My ego's not that big, but I would apologize for the mistakes that I think they've made. I think they need to reach out and apologize for, creating their own competition with Paizo. And if you don't understand how they did that, then I'll make it really quick. Paizo would be designing for 4th edition if not for the GSL's Poison Pill when it first came out. It doesn't matter that it eventually got fixed. It was too late by then. So you messed that up, and you need to admit to it, WotC. You need to admit that this is a personal gripe. I understand this is not marketing. This is not my business opinion. You made a mistake with Forgotten Realms. You should have created your own new setting instead of doing the Spell Plague if that's what you wanted to do. You should have brought in people like Ed Greenwood and, hey, you're bringing in Monty, you're bringing in Bruce R. Cordell, you're bringing in Mike Merrills. These people are brilliant. I love them. And I think Bruce Cordell is one of the best adventure designers I've ever seen. I love Return to the Tomb of Horrors. Everybody knows I love Arcana Evolved. I've written for it. I've designed for it. I love it. Mike Merrills has done stuff for Arcana Evolved, so I like his stuff too. I've looted many, many things from their ideas of OGL content to create new products for Rite Publishing as we, I see an idea and I go, wow, that was brilliant. Maybe I could do this with it. And I start playing around with what they did. And I create new stuff for Pathfinder with it. And it's fun. And I have a good time doing it. And that's what the OGL is about. One of the things that I'm really looking forward to with 5th edition is trying to see where they go. But another thing I think they need to apologize for is Dungeons and Dragons Eberron Unlimited. I think they need to apologize to Turbine for the disaster that the Neverwinter MMO is going to be. You're going to have 2 conflicting games going head to head from the same brand. You can't do that. You have this giant colossus of WoW out there. You can't do that. But what do I know? Moving on. And I think Neverwinter's brilliant. It's this great transmedia event. They're doing novels with their lead character Dritz. That's brilliant. And then doing a campaign setting books, and then doing a full MMO, and you tie in. I would tie in comic books to that, and all kinds of other stuff that you could do. It's just brilliant. It's great. But it's too late for me. You crapped on my setting because you decided that rather than creating a new one, and I'm a total fanboy. Please understand where I'm coming from. This is me talking about my love for Forgotten Realms. I started from the very first box set and bought every product, every novel, every product up until 4th edition, and I stopped. I buy some of the Ed Greenwood stuff as long as it's in a time frame that's not addressed with 4th edition, because I don't like the changes. I was completely unhappy with just wiping out everything that had come before. It's my opinion. Anyway, address those issues. Apologize. talk about your mistakes, not just your successes and your plans and your ideas, but talk about your failures. Talk about the GSL as a failure. Talk about, and how you're not going to make that same mistake. How you learn from it, how you're going to get better. Be open about it. Trust. That's what it takes. And right now I don't have it for WotC. I don't have it at all. I love the designers. I think they'll do really neat things, but I think they're not going to have the control over what's going to matter to me. Monty and Mike Merrills and Bruce Cordell, they're going to make a beautiful and wonderful game. They're not going to have control over what directions the Forgotten Realms takes. They're not going to have control over, what the licensing of the game and where we see great and new innovative ideas come out. And, how you include those in your game. Anyway, I've talked about that before. One of the things that I've been pushing for Pathfinder to do, along with Owen KCC Stevens, who has a different idea on how to do it, but is I would like to see more third-party content be included by Paizo into the core game. That's something I'm hoping they do eventually with something. I don't care what it is. I think including really innovative stuff into the core instead of willy-nilly creating your own stuff. There's a point that's made about the Words of Power supplement. Ars Magica does that better. It just does it better. So why didn't you just, work on... There was a guy who already had done the conversion and created an OGL version of the Ars Magica, meta magic system for things. Rather than creating Words of Power, you just could have taken it from that. It was already out there to be used. It just happens. But, you can't get everything great the first time. You can't do everything perfect. It just doesn't work that way. So, anyway, 5th edition, happy for it, excited, hopeful, don't expect to be doing anything for it. Just because right now, as far as I can see, we're in Pathfinder for a while, we're in Fate, the Demolished Ones, we're in that. Talking about my newest release that I'm extremely happy about is 101. Hazards and Natural Disasters. It's just an amazing book that I wrote. I have no ego on this one. This is just, I look at it and go, wow, I wrote that. How did I write that? That was awesome. Did I write that? I go back and look at those things and I go, wow, what was I thinking? Because that's just bloody brilliant. And you don't imagine how that can happen, but you just get so busy with writing everything and, doing administrative stuff, working on pathways, working on, making sure that, all of the behind-the-scenes administrative stuff is done for 30 Haunts for Kaiden, which just came out as well. Happens, and I get to look at that, and I hope it's got varied challenge ratings. It's got ways for you to detect the hazard before you stumble upon it. It's got ways for you to avoid the hazard. It's got ways for you to overcome the hazard. It's got ways for you to screw up the hazard and make it worse, and that's what I really love. But it's just a fun little game, a fun little supplement. I hope everybody will take a look at it. I had a lot of fun writing it. I wish I hadn't been so busy in November and December. We just had tremendous sales and administrative and pushing for getting our print program back online. In the Company of Monsters is now out in stores. Happy to see that. We're working on getting 101 spells and the remaining parts of the Kaiden trilogy pushed out and shipped and sold. So that's there. Really looking forward to that. Just a lot of administrative stuff going on. It's hard to keep track of sometimes, but we're having fun with it. So, how do I sum up everything? Busy. I only talked about 5th edition, really, probably more than I should have, but, sometimes you gotta vent. And I probably pulled a Lewis somewhere in there because I don't remember anything. If I offended somebody, I apologize. Didn't mean to. Really focusing on the stuff that Rite Publishing is doing, and we'll be talking more about our new coming up releases, Fire As She Goes, and our book on martial arts books on the next video blog that I do. Talk to you later. Bye.